Okay, we open it up for public comment. Keep your comments short. If you have something to say, feel free to come up. Yes, sir.
Thanks for calling me first. My name is Tom Frizzoli. I live in the village. I am a board member on the Lower Township MUA. I want to thank our manager, Mike Cole, and our solicitor, Chuck Sandman. As you all are aware, we've had problems down there. You all have received a tape pertaining to it. I realize we can't discuss this with council.
I think our solicitor would like to have something to say here.
Tom, I've taken a look at what materials, there's different materials circulate from different sources. We've come into possession of it in a very short period of time. We don't, at this point in time, we don't have the ability to assess it as a whole. Right now, I have to advise the council until we have the appropriate information in order to address any comments. We're not even in a position to discuss it. At some later point in time, when we've had the adequate information and we've had the ability to assess it for what it is, that probably will change. But we do know that although the prosecutor has neither admitted nor denied it, apparently there is an investigation going on by the county prosecutor's office. And as such, we can't take any action because that's ongoing. If they have some findings that they come from this investigation that would call for us to take some action, we would have to assess it at that time. But we can't do anything while it's pending as far as any criminal matter is concerned. And we're also aware that there are allegations of a civil nature. That there may or may not result in some litigation. We don't have the we're not in a position to comment on that either. Now, there is a commission there that should be dealing with this in-house, and we're all in hope that they deal with it and they deal with it quickly. But at this point in time, I have to advise the board not to comment on any of the issues. I know everybody out here has a great interest in getting the board's input on this, but we're just not in a position to give it right now.
Thank you.
And I agree with that 100%, and that's why I'm here, because I realize the employees are not aware of what is happening. I realize that you appoint members of the board for the MUA, but we are our own private entity, and therefore we have to resolve things amongst ourselves. And that's why we have 5 commissioners who have to deal with it. And I guess the biggest concern I have at this time, the commissioners are not together on anything. And my concern is the safety of
Okay, Tom, I appreciate what you're saying. When you
I
don't come
hope you
as I do, but when you don't come as a plurality, you don't represent the board.
No, I'm not saying I am.
And as such, I think that we need to follow the solicitor's advice. Any discussion of this will not be held tonight. We're not going to discuss this issue whatsoever. I appreciate it. Does anybody have any comments on any other issues? Does anybody else have a comment on anything other than the MUA situation? Okay, then I'll ask for a motion to adjourn.
We would like to comment. We understand that...
we're not here to discuss it in any way, shape, or form this anything. Our solicitor has made that plain.
Mayor, I understand that you don't...
Chuck, would you please inform them?
We're not in a position to move ahead with this right now.
We understand, and we appreciate it.
Okay, thank you.
We understand that we're at a public forum, and we're here to...
We're not here to discuss it, nor to have it discussed at this meeting.
But what we would like to do is, we would like to have a voice.
We're not going to hold this here.
Forum, and We are not asking for your...
We're not in a position to hear it right now. There will be a later point in time where we will be in a position to hear that, and your voice will be heard at that time.
Why wouldn't you be in a position to hear? To hear, just to listen and not comment. It's a public forum, and the law permits we as
You have one side represented, and we have said that we have an investigation going on, and we're not going to sit here
You have an
and
investigation ongoing? Is that on the record?
But wait a minute.
We don't have an
What the mayor
investigation.
just said is very
One at the
important.
county.
You got one side here.
Right,
Okay.
and there is side that want to be heard.
But
Then
there's
you
a-
can then take that back and process it and listen to it. And at any other point in time, if you choose, and if you choose to avoid civil litigation, you'll get another side. And then somewhere in between, perhaps there's a
I think proper
resolution.
due process calls for notice to the other side and an opportunity for them to be heard at the same time.
And they had notice. They had notice that we were all going to be...
You didn't have notice from us that we were going to hear it.
I don't need notice from you to hear it. This is a public forum in which members of the public...
Now, excuse me, we're not going to discuss it here tonight. We've said that in the beginning. And we're not going to turn this through. We're not going to listen to it. We're not going to discuss it.
Not going to listen to the comments of the general public
This is exactly
regarding
fine.
their jobs,
All right.
regarding your authority.
When the time comes,
With all
again,
due respect, it's one side.
Where are they at?
when the time comes,
Where are they at?
no, we're not taking comments. When the time comes and we have the opportunity to discuss it.
Resolution number 2013-271. A resolution providing for a meeting not open to the public in accordance with the provision of the New Jersey Open Public Meetings Act, NJSA 10-4-12. Discussing police litigation, Stango versus Lower, personnel issues, and school litigation.
Do I have a motion to go into closed session?
No. No. Not at all. No.
Remember them at election time, people. Remember all of them at election time.
You don't want to hear us, the taxpayers. We're going to elect you. We'll be up there when you take them down.
Nobody? Okay, then we're not going into closed session. You're in charge here, Chuck. You listen to what they tell me. How do you want to run this?
There you go.
If you want to make a presentation, make it, and we'll listen to it.
And my name is Michelle Douglas, and as you know, I represent 5 individual employees from the Municipal Utilities Authority. In short, we are asking for the board, the council members, to examine the activities of what is going on in the and at the Municipal Utilities Authority before the situation gets out of hand. One of the council members mentioned the JIF, that's the Joint Insurance Fund, and an interest in saving insurance premiums. This is an opportunity to do so before the matter gets far out of hand, before more employees are terminated from employment. This case involves a whistleblowing activity. Of course there are 2 sides. We are asking you, the mayor, the council members, and Mr. Sandman, if need be, or any other designated legal authority, to examine the facts, examine one audio tape of many, of which we have, and then it is your job to determine whether or not Mr. Matt Eckert continues as the executive director. We would like the board to examine the activities before the matter results in civil litigation. Thank you.
Thank you.